Right, so we're in Charlie today. I scarified this a few weeks ago, but just for a few things that happened I couldn't crack on. So I'm here today and I'm going to get my Allett scarifying attachment out and we'll get on this and really give it a good seeing to, and then going forward we'll be in a better position. So let's get on with it. I'm going to give it a cut first and then we'll get the scarifier out. Okay, so let me tell you about what I did last time. Scarified with my Alko, which is blades set about 2 inches apart or so, which means some of the grass isn't getting scarified, if you know what I mean. Whereas this cartridge, if we have a look, it's got coverage all the way across, even though there's a gap, the next one fills it in. So that's a good thing about this. So I'm going to go over it with this now, try and get a bit more of that thatch out. The reason I've cut it first is so my cylinder sits deeper, so I don't have to worry about this not doing a good enough job, because it's having to deal with all the long grass. I've not cut this for a week. So let's go and swap this over and then we'll get on. The cylinder cassette over to the scarifying cassette. Let's just have a closer look at what we're trying to get out. We're just trying to get out all this brown stuff here, which is like just like some necrotic growth, which is this stuff here, which is like the old leaf, but then there's some drought damage, maybe some, like, not saying scorch damage, but you can get that. None here, because I don't do that kind of thing really, sometimes maybe, but you can see actually just looking at the grass where we've kind of over the course of the year double dosed. So you can see like there, that received more fertilizer than that area, and every time you do feed, you do overlap every so often, and then this shows when the lawn runs out of feed, like we have here. It shows up and you get found out. But I've let it go like this on purpose. I've not done anything with it feed wise, just because I wanted to do this video, so that explains that. So I'm happy on one with the S there. I've just had a trial run and it's got out that already, and it only did a metre if that, so I'm happy with that. So let's get on with it. Pass and look at what we've pulled out. You know, if we'd have just fed it without doing this would have all still been in there all winter and all next year till we scarified. So what did Shrek say? Better out than in? I think so. So now what I've got to decide is, do I want to do a second pass? Now this area here I can, but along there and along there and along there doesn't get the sun now, so it's very damp over there. We've had a lot of rain over the weekend and the end of last week, so I don't want to do any damage because the recovery time is going to take longer. If I just show you, it's looking better than it did last year, because it always dies off in this top corner, but this year it's been a lot drier this year, I think, so we've just got a little bit of damage. You can just see how it looks damper than like over here, for example, where it gets the sun and dries out, so it just looks healthier. So I think what I'll do is I'll give it a second pass, but kind of avoid that area there, and we'll call that a day. And then we'll cut it with the cylinder, get it a little bit shorter, and then we'll feed it, and then it's over to the lap of the gods then to water it in and stuff. And then I think in 2 weeks this will be spot on and where we want it. So let's get that second pass done. Just done one more pass, as you just saw. I've got another full box here. I did click the attachment down one, so we are going a little bit deeper, but still got a hell of a lot of stuff out, and not much green grass, which is what normally comes out. You can see all the rubbish that's come out, but just can't believe all that was in there. So I'm going to go over it now with the rotary again, just to hoover up any of the stuff that's not been picked up, if any of the thatch, and then might go over it with the cylinder just to get it that extra bit shorter. Then we'll get the feed on, and then that's it, job done. set back in. Let's cut this really short, then we'll see what it looks like after. So we've just done that, cut it quite short, a bit shorter than I thought I'd go actually, so I was going to go absolutely mad. He's due back any time now, so if I don't see you again, it's been nice knowing you, but if I do see you again, this will be looking mint, I promise. So, what have we done? We scarified it, and we just went on it with the cylinder mower, just to cut it really short, to get rid of all that top growth, and then when I feed it now, all that new growth is going to grow on top of this really short growth, rather than just growing on top of the growth that was already there, if that makes sense. So in the long run, it's really beneficial we do this now, especially in this garden, because it's so enclosed, it doesn't get much sun from now on. So I think, never done it like this before at this time of year, we've always just soldiered on with what we've got, but come December time, we get a lot of disease and a lot of sliminess, so hopefully this year, try a different way, and who knows, we might succeed. So let's get our feed out. We're going to feed it with ICL Proturf today, all I've got left before my new stock arrives of my stuff, and then I'm going to put some step-high mag on, just to help it along even more, and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of liquid nitrogen, just to get it up and away a bit quicker. So join me in a sec when we do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bit of seed on these bare areas here. I'm not going to do the whole area because it won't need it. Just these little areas where it just could do with a top up just because it's got drought damage. So we'll just sort that out now because we're not really going to get another chance. As Ivan Drago would say, if it takes, it takes. Right, that's job done. High step mag on, Proturf 15515 on, and a little bit of liquid nitrogen on it in the form of high-end ICL stuff. Allett is absolutely fine. I'm still stood here, and as you've seen, he's agreed to do the thumbnail for me. So let's join it back in 2 weeks and let's see the results. And fingers crossed the weather holds up for us and we get a bit of heat to get that really driven on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the results of this one and what it looks like in December. Like when we usually, like I say, we get that disease content and it just goes all horrible. So hopefully this, we'll press that reset button and then we're good to go till spring next year. So let's have a look in 2 weeks. Until then, I'll see you soon, and don't forget to subscribe. And just one more thing, look at those baskets. Aren't they just a picture? Well, you can't see that one. Look at that, they're almost touching the floor. I promised him they'd touch the floor, but it's not going to happen this year. Maybe next year when we do them a bit earlier. But yeah, I'm really pleased with those babies. So this is definitely now, I'm going home.